How about more of those perfect pixel monitor thingies?
Oh, Surface Hub stuff?
Oh, the Surface
Hub.
I don't think that'll be part of this event.
Okay. They'll use them.
They push back Surface Hub delivery to January. Is that right?
Oh, that's
so I don't. Next year. Yeah.
It probably doesn't make a lot of sense to talk about that.
Yeah. Although we don't, these devices, we should say, we don't think any of them are going to ship on October 6th. We're pretty sure they're not.
Yeah, this will be an announcement. In other words, if we get them, if we get any of them, it will be for purposes of review, and the devices probably will ship in November.
Even a Surface Pro 4, couldn't that be available now?
Not now.
They've never done that.
They need the Skylake, right?
It could be, but they've never actually shipped it. I mean, they could. It's late enough, but
is Skylake available in quantities now? I mean, can you?
Yeah, it is.
So they could.
Yeah. They could. What makes me think they won't is usually the way they stagger this for the press is they give us hardware to review, and then a couple weeks later, it's available commercially. So we don't have the devices right now.
Right, and then people can actually read reviews of it before they get it.
Right. So I'm guessing November, maybe late October, but I'm guessing November with something like pre-orders in the next week or two right after the event. Yeah.
I mean, even the Apple stuff, a bunch of it. Actually, Apple didn't ship anything that day except for an iPad they barely mentioned. I mean, all their stuff is October, November. Well, some of it's now, but, and none of it shipped that day, really, except for that one thing. I think that's how you maintain secrecy. I think at some point you have to reveal this stuff to whatever federal regulators, and it goes out public. And
right. That's a compelling reason for that. If it's a new phone that isn't FCC approved.
Yeah, you want to hide it as long as you can.
Yeah, that's a good, makes sense.
Well, whatever it is, I think it's going to be a big deal.
Yay.
Yeah, I've heard Satya Nadella is going to be there, I've heard, and I've read in a couple of other stories. So, once he comes to something, it shows you that's a very big priority for the company, obviously. I'm sure Panos Panay will be there, who runs engineering for all the premium hardware. I bet Terry Myerson probably would be there too.
Yeah, because he basically runs devices right now.
He does. He runs devices and Windows. So it should be a really big event with, good demos, hopefully. Cameras that actually show you the screen when things are being demoed. The basics.
Yeah, I think they'll learn their lesson.
They're never going to live that down, are they? Never, ever, ever.
They're never going to let IFA broadcast their event for them. They'll end up doing it for themselves. No, you shouldn't.
Hey, boy. They could have invited us. We'd have done a better job.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Next time, Microsoft. I have a switcher, and I'm not afraid to use it.
One thing we should mention, on Surface Pro 4, there's a lot of rumors going around about how many different models there'll be and how big the screens will be. Because I've seen a lot of people saying there'll be one model that's the size of the current Surface Pro 3, and then there'll be something like a 14-inch. I haven't heard that firsthand.
Where does the 14-inch stuff come from?
I don't know where that's coming from.
That has the sound of something that was just pulled out of someone's butt to me. I don't know. I have heard. I've
seen it repeated a lot. Haven't you?
Yeah, no, I have too, and I've tried to look to see where it came from, and it just a lot of how the blogosphere is. A lot of people don't like to link back to the original, but I don't. True. This is the problem I have with that is it sounds so great. It sounds like something I'd want, and it doesn't make sense for Surface because Surface, there's no reason they couldn't expand out. But I mean, if they just made a laptop, which is something you and I have talked about for a while, how neat that would be. There are already a lot of good laptops, and they just got over the whole problem with PC makers from doing Surface, and we're all buddies again. And I think if they came out with a laptop, that would burn some people again.
Yeah,
it just seems implausible.
I know. If they do a 14-inch Surface, you got to think about the balancing of the weight, right? Like how? Yeah. Like it would be heavier. Where would the battery be? Where would what kind of a keyboard would it be to offset the weight?
Right.
Even with a kickstand, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, so we'll see. I certainly love Surface Pro 3. The only issue I have, because I'm a big guy, I would love to have a
little bigger,
slightly, just like an inch bigger.
How big is it exactly now? 10.9?
12.5 or
12.5. Okay.
12.5.
So it's not small. It's It's almost as big as an iPad Pro.
It's a little under 13. I prefer 14 or even a 15-inch Ultrabook if I can get it.
Yeah. Daniel Rubino has a source that hinted at a 14-inch, according to Max Fly in our chat room.
Yeah, but that didn't originate there. That's the thing. It predates Windows Central. I don't know.
We'll find out. Hopefully we'll get some more tips. I mean, all the tips I've been getting about Surface Pro 4 are saying very similar in form factor to the current device, except somewhat thinner, somewhat lighter, Skylake inside, a smaller bezel. I've never gotten a tip saying that a built-in camera for Hello will be part of it.
Yeah, right. It's kind of an assumption, that they'll do something like that.
Well, or it's maybe a reasonable assumption. I mean,
it is.
That's one of the few hardware requirements.
It would be
Windows 10.
hugely disappointing if this thing didn't have at least a fingerprint reader for Windows Hello.
I think fingerprint reader.
Windows
I'm not
10
so sure about
has.
The camera.
No, right. No, I'm not either. Right. I don't know that anyone is. But I mean, if you think about like the unique features in Windows 10 that require special hardware, we're talking like about 3 things. And it needs to support all of them, Yeah. I mean, otherwise, to me, that is the point of Surface, to show customers and partners what's possible with Windows hardware. Yeah. If they come out with something that's just a subset of that, I mean, what's the point?
It's the reference
every PC
platform. It's not.
Right. That's true.
This is
if I didn't want Windows Hello, I'd buy one of these many other choices.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
so we'll see.
Can you? By the way, I'm just curious. Are there third-party cameras? Is there a Logitech Hello camera?
Not yet. There is you can buy the Intel developer thing, which is a big deal.
And there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to do that. A USB camera could do Hello, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
But there are Intel RealSense cameras in laptops today, right? So this thing's small enough; it can fit. There's some Dell devices that come with it.
Yeah. Oh, I look forward to seeing. It's always fun. Yep. I like these hardware announcement events because it gives us a chance to speculate for weeks.
Right. And then kind of, tread water when everything we said was wrong.
And then you have a big event and people love to watch these live
source I have hinted at this said later that it just got pushed back to the next version.